And the best collaboration for 2025 goes to, drumroll. I said once that most collabs in Second Life aren't really collaborations. Two creators. Same toolbox, same lighting tricks, same mesh polish. You can call it friendship, you can call it brand synergy, but if you hadn't slapped both names on the poster, would anyone notice? Dust Bunny does that a lot. Lovely work, sure. Soft shadows, pastel perfection. But when you say collab, I expect sparks. Not the same cake in a different box. A real collaboration should feel like chemistry. Opposite skills, meeting in a way that builds something neither could alone. Like a sculptor meeting an animator, a texture artist teaming with a scripter. That's when the grid gets interesting. There are creators here who push. They break systems that weren't meant to bend. They chase immersion, function, sound, story. And when they do, they have my full attention. My wallet too. Because that's what I want to support. The moment when imagination stops following the template and starts rewriting it. That's the kind of collab that deserves a drumroll. I've said it before, but it keeps echoing back. The animation problem. Second Life moves forward, yet half its furniture still sits in the past. I'm not even talking about the adult stuff. That scene has its royalty. N4RS. Good moaning, Dutchy, Darkfold. They understand movement, weight, timing, the rhythm of touch. They've earned the right to charge what they do. But everyday animations? The ones meant for ordinary things. Chairs, benches, stools. They're a mess. An office chair that doesn't face the desk. A park bench where you sit like you've never seen one before. A kitchen stool that thinks it's a yoga mat. 5-7 years ago that passed? Now it just feels lazy, because once you've seen what good looks like, you can't unsee it. And I keep wondering, where are the collaborations that make sense? Why aren't the brands that craft those perfect props? Chica, number 59. Working with furniture creators who could use a touch of realism. Imagine it, a chair with matching props that belong to it, a desk that understands its own purpose. That's the kind of detail that breathes life into pixels. Then I walked into this month's Equal 10, and there it was. Kraftwork and MOVE. I stopped. Blinked. Did a double take like someone who just spotted their ex in church. Furniture meets motion capture. That's the kind of crossover that doesn't happen by accident. Kraftwork builds furniture. MOVE makes avatars move like they mean it. Two different crafts, both about space. One you live in, one you live through. I stood there thinking, how the hell does this even work? My lindens were already running on fumes, but this was the kind of collab that makes you reach for the wallet anyway. Not out of habit, but curiosity. Because sometimes you just want to feel what happens when two creators decide to do something that actually surprises you. When I read the note card, it clicked. This wasn't just another collab for the sake of a logo swap. It was infrastructure. Quiet innovation disguised as furniture. Kraftwork isn't just using MOVE's animations. They're the first beta testers of a system that could change how creators build. Each product now comes with two versions, Standard and MOVE. One static, the other alive. Here's the trick. You buy a MOVE animation box once. Drop it next to any compatible furniture, and the system recognizes it. The animations load instantly, like muscle memory. No rebuys, no bloated scripts. Just a clean handshake between motion and design. It's modular creativity. You can take the same animation box and use it across brands, across releases. And that's what makes this brilliant. It's not about a single chair moving better. It's about a framework for how all chairs could. Kraftwork builds the stage. Move brings the body to life. Together, they're setting a new standard. One where you don't just sit, you exist and the world reacts like it knows you're there. It's something new. You can feel it trying to find its feet. Don't expect perfection yet, but from here, it can only sharpen. The potential is all there, humming quietly under the surface, and I hope more brands jump in. Fancy decor, nutmeg, apple fall. We don't need 100 recycled animations stuffed into a single chair. We need a few that breathe. A few that make our avatars feel human again. Your avatar walks to the chair. Not the usual teleport drop. You take a step. The world acknowledges you. Then once seated, the body lives. It fidgets. It shifts. It talks with small movements that make sense. Like you're mid-conversation. Like the avatar finally knows what to do with silence. It feels like the AO got extended into the furniture. That same subtle pulse of life we get when standing. Now even when you sit, you're still alive in the room. That's the future I want to see more of. A world where stillness doesn't mean lifeless. It looks beautiful once you're seated. Fluid, natural, the kind of movement that makes filming feel effortless. But there are quirks, and they show. You still have to turn off your AO first, which means standing stiff as a mannequin until you right-click and choose Sit. It breaks the illusion a little. Would be nice if you could just touch the chair and walk into it. Clean, intuitive. I know that's easier said than done. Second Life isn't exactly known for seamless mechanics. I did run into a few errors, but I've spoken with the creators. It's beta stage stuff. Bugs are part of the deal. And honestly, I don't mind. I'm just glad to see someone trying something new. I've been nagging Aglaya from Good Moaning for months about making a box of quality animations like the old Hive Store kitchen set that came in PG and adult versions. You could drop it into any kitchen, and suddenly the space felt alive. You weren't posing, you were existing. Once Denise said she wished Onsu would add animations to their kitchens. I said, absolutely not. They build houses, let them keep building houses. Leave the animations to the masters. When Onsu tried furniture, they used the same old sit packs we've seen 1,000 times. Serviceable, sure, but lifeless. That's why I keep a few Hive Store boxes around. They still work even if they're dated. And I've been waiting for someone to bring that idea back. The ability to make any room feel lived in. Because some of us don't want our homes to look perfect. We want them to breathe. A space where the chair moves when you do. Where sitting down feels like coming home. Since we moved into Aussie Shores 2.0, I haven't touched our homes. They're still half-dressed. Walls waiting for life to return to them. But I've got friends who live for decorating. So I handed them the keys and told them to go wild. No deadlines, no pressure. Just make it feel like us again. That's why you'll usually find me at the coffee shop. Laptop open, music low. Running on caffeine and stubborn hope. It's my waiting room until the rooms upstairs start to feel lived in again. This whole move and Kraftwork project has me genuinely excited. It's rare that something in Second Life feels fresh. So whether you're a creator or a shopper, I'd love to hear what you think. Would you use it? Would you build with it? Because this kind of collaboration only grows if we keep the conversation going. The world's about to move a little differently. I spoke with Jason, the mind and motion behind MOVE Animations. He told me they're already in talks with several brands. The idea came to him after watching the same stiff sit system over and over again. That old routine we all accepted because there was nothing better. He wanted to change that. Make sitting feel like part of the world. Not a script glued to it, And now he's building a network. You can feel the ambition in it. It's still early days, but there's something quietly revolutionary about what they're trying to do. It's not flashy. It's foundational. The kind of update that changes how we experience the grid without shouting about it. And if it works, we might finally stop sitting like we've forgotten how bodies work. The old animations always felt off. Arms hovering, legs stiff, heads frozen mid-conversation. Pretty rooms filled with avatars that moved like bad puppets. These new animations change that. They move with intention. Your avatar walks to the chair, settles in, shifts weight, fidgets just enough to feel human. There's rhythm in it. Small imperfections that make it real. Jason is chasing authenticity, and it shows. For the first time in a long while, sitting down in Second Life feels like an action, not a command. When I asked Nod from Kraftwork about it, she said Jason's solution filled a gap. Premium mocap animations that actually add value to furniture, long stuck with the same recycled motions. She called it innovative, quality-focused. Said Jason's an established designer and kind, the kind of person worth backing. Her customers loved it more than she expected. She said it felt good to support new entrepreneurship in Second Life, and she was honored to be a beta tester. I just hope other creators are already on board, because if this takes off, I'm all in. But if it doesn't, well, you'll start recognizing the same chair in every one of my videos. Different outfit, same seat. At least it moves nicely.